Hey guys, it's Billy coming back at you here with part 2 of my Florida trip. Part 2 is basically going to be a recap of my trip back. Part 1, if you haven't checked it out, I talk about everything I picked up while I was in Florida during my 3 weeks down there for spring training, my meetup with Brad at H2 Vinyl, and all that happened in between. This video is on the way back. So I left on my last day. I left Florida at 4 a.m. in the morning, but I did that intentionally so I could time my stops. So my first stop was going to be in Atlanta, actually a little suburb of Atlanta, Marietta, Georgia, meeting our buddy Steve, Harmless Rebel, and it worked out. We met a little after lunchtime, right around lunchtime, 12:30, 12:45-ish. Had a real nice lunch at a Cajun restaurant, Cajun bar and grill kind of, but a Cajun themed. Very, very good stuff. By the way, meeting Steve, it was just like kind of meeting, like I said in the last video, it's like meeting a long lost friend. Well, with Steve, it was kind of like your brother from another mother, and he's such a great dude. Steve was the first guy to reach out and send me VCLT when I started a few years back in the VC, and we have been buddies ever since. Great dude, phenomenal collection. Just the wisdom, the amount of knowledge and a musical wisdom that Steve has is immeasurable. So it was great to go digging and just hang out with Steve for a little bit, pick his brain, talk music, life, just all different things. He's kind of like the Brandon to me, you know. Here, I'm so lucky that I have a guy like Brandon that I can hang out with. I can pick up the phone and say, hey, what do you got going on this afternoon, or what do you got going on next Saturday or next Friday night? Let's go digging, or come on over, let's spin some records. That's an experience like no other. Having somebody that you can you can relate, you can gel, you can jive with. And Steve's one of those guys. We immediately gelled and jived. So we had a great lunch at this Cajun place, and then we went to a record store just right up the street, which I was very impressed with this record store. The guy had some really off-the-wall, obscure stuff. He had new pressings, some great original stuff, and some stuff you just don't see everywhere. So let's jump right in. This is one that Steve actually had picked up and pointed out. I love Triumph, you know, things like the Allied Forces, you know, just love those particular that era of Triumph, and this is one that I'm like, I have never seen that one. The reason is it's a Canadian only. It's their first release in Canada only on Attic Records, and this is from 1976, and can't wait to hear this one. Like I said, this is one that I don't see. As a matter of fact, I've never seen in person, and was so glad Steve pointed this out, because I can't wait to give this one a spin. I love that era, that style of music, and can't wait to hear that one. Here's another one that I pointed out to Steve. I said, hey, is this any good? I see people show it every now and then. And from his explanation, it's early 80s, kind of AC/DC, but maybe a little bit more punk. So I'm pretty excited to see this. This is Rose Tattoo from 1980. So there's two things that I was just blown away that, you know, you just don't see, and they weren't that expensive. I mean, they were like $8 and $12 each. So and then you guys that know me, that I couldn't leave this there. It was $5. An original Don Williams, the first Don Williams on what is it, JMI Records from 1973, with a little handwritten thing here by Bobby Bear, a little introduction to Don Williams, just basically talking up how great Don Williams is. He's a freak vocally. And this actually has some great songs on it. I Recall a Gypsy Woman, of course, Amanda, and what else? There was another, I thought there was another one on there. The Shelter of Your Eyes. So The Shelter of Your Eyes, I Recall a Gypsy Woman, and Amanda. Those were the three big hits off of this one. And so I wasn't going to leave that one there for $5. So happy to pick that one up. Here's another one that I actually thought I had, and I did. I'm glad I picked this one up. This is Rock City Angels. This is a gold stamp promo, and this is Young Man's Blues. This is, I guess, kind of like Steve was saying. The story is, who's the dude that was on 90210? Johnny Depp. This is his band, I guess, and he had just left to go do 90210, and I guess Geffen Records was the same time. This was from 87 or 88. Yeah, this came out in 1988. So they were kind of tossing up, were they gonna promote these guys or Guns N' Roses, and we all know who won out in the end. But I can't wait to give that one a spin. Glad to have that one. It was one of those that I thought I had, but I couldn't quite remember. I'm glad I picked it up because I did not have it. Little Y&T. Been trying to pick up a few of these here and there. They're getting everything that I see now is stuff that I already have. Here's one that I didn't have, and this is Down for the Count. This is from 19... When was this one? Doesn't really... 85. There you go. It's 1985. Another gold stamp promo. Y&T. I love these guys. I love the energy, the raw energy, and the delivery of the vocal. The vocal is really what sells me with these guys. I've said it before. I believe that the vocalist has a very similar sound to Sammy Hagar, and you guys know I love Sammy Hagar. There's the Red Rocker, my custom box set up there, which one of these days I promise I will get around to showing. But there's Y&T, Down for the Count. You guys saw in my last video, if you watched the last video, I've been adding to or upgrading my Little Feat collection, and here is a beauty of a pressing, an original copy of Hoy Hoy. This is from, gosh, I wish I should do a little bit more research. Usually they're easy enough to see right on the front, you know, when they come out. Anyway, it's 1972, 73, somewhere in that area. 1972 or 73-ish, Little Feat, Hoy Hoy. Great copy, great album. Glad to have that and add it to the collection. Here's another one that I have gone back and forth on. You guys know I am a huge fan of Danzig, especially the first 4 albums. The first 4 albums to me are epic. Just great records. The rest of the stuff, though, is hit or miss. More miss than hit for me. I have heard so many good things about this record, but I've honestly just never really gotten around to giving it a chance. Why? Because I didn't want to pay what it was the going rate was for these records for something that I may or may not like, but it just... Having Steve there with me and getting his seal of approval on it, you know, I picked it up and said, you know, I've been really wanting to get this. I've heard great things, blah, blah, blah. Explained to him why I hadn't picked it up, and he said it was great. As well as maybe mentioned another 1 or 2 that I should have that I don't have in the collection. Some of the more later things. But this is from 2015. So glad to have that. Haven't spun it yet. I love the purple and black thing that they've got going on there. It's a great look. So glad to have that. Some new Danzig in the collection. I'll report back and let you guys know what I think, because like I said, the first 4, you know, those first 4 records with John Christ, to me are just, I mean, I put them way up there. So that's what I picked up with Steve in Atlanta. That ended up making my way to Nashville, which I did not hit a record store in Nashville. I just didn't have time. I met up with some old friends there. We went out and had dinner, ended up spending the night at their place, got up early the next morning and drove back. And it was just, like I said, a whirlwind of the last month or so. It's just been crazy. But prior to me leaving, my local store. I got a couple things here I want to show you. So one of my local stores, new place in Edwardsville. Name is slipping me now. I've got all these record store names from the Florida trip in my head, and I can't remember the name of the place in Edwardsville. Anyway, I will think of it. You guys go back, look a few videos back. I talk about it. Matter of fact, it's Trusty Chords. There we go. I've got its bag right over there. Trusty Chords Records in Edwardsville. When I went in the first time, it was actually the day that this record was released, and he didn't have any, but he said he had some on order. And this is one of those records that sold out immediately, even online. You couldn't get it, and I was bummed that I didn't pre-order it. When they sent me the pre-order email, I don't know why, it just slipped my mind. I let it go. So I did. I asked him if he was going to get some. He said he had some on order. I left my name, my number. Never heard anything back. Finally, 2 weeks later, get a phone call. Hey, Billy, we've got a copy of that record. And I went down and picked it up right before I left. Matter of fact, it was the day before I left for Florida. So this is Metallica's Helping Hands, the live acoustic at the Masonic. Great. I can't wait to get this thing opened up. But I've heard some of the stuff online, and so glad to have a copy of this, and I'm glad he actually did the right thing, because you know these things actually sell for quite a bit of money online. He could have very well just told me he never got them in and sold them, but that's not how you do things. That's not how you run a business. That's not how you build build a relationship or a rapport with somebody. So he got these in, called me, and I picked mine up. Thank you so much for that. So that is Trusty Chords Records in Edwardsville. While I was there, I picked up a few other things. Picked up the new reissue of the Megadeth's World Needs a Hero. I had not spun this album in so long. Actually, I've never spun this album, because I believe this is the first time it's been released on vinyl. But I did have it on CD in digital format. But I hadn't played it in quite some time. When I put it on, holy smokes, it took me back to and it reminded me of what a great album this is. My only kind of gripe about it is having to, there's only like 3 songs per side. You're having to get up and change it a lot, but man, it sounds great. I will take that. I will get up and change that record so many times if it's gonna mean not sacrificing sound quality. So there you have it. That is Megadeth, World Needs a Hero. I believe they also came out with The System Has Failed the same day, which I actually picked up one of those and didn't realize that I have a copy, music on vinyl copy of that. So I ended up sending that copy to somebody. If they decide to show it, they'll show it. But either way, that went out as a gift, VCLT. While I was there, I also picked up this. This is Brothers Osborne. You guys know how I feel about new country music. It's really not country music, but these guys, this album in particular, these guys came highly recommended from some guys that I really do respect their opinion on good country music, especially good modern country music. So this is Port St. Joe, and put this on, immediately listened to it when I got home after spinning the Megadeth. I gave this one a spin. Matter of fact, gave this one 2 spins. It was so good. There's a song on here called Weed, Whiskey, and Willie that blew my mind when I first heard it. I'm like, that is so good. Tequila, again, is a great song. Anyway, I'm going to really dig into this record and really dig into these guys' catalog. The 1 or 2 things that I have heard on the radio, I got to be honest with you, I haven't really loved. They're a little bit more pop than country, the songs that they play on the radio, but this album is definitely not that. I did not sense any Florida Georgia Line nonsense in this record. Good record. My wife actually surprised me. if you guys are on Facebook or any social media things, you see the ads, I'm sure, for the Sound of Vinyl. They're cranking out all these reissues and all these limited edition colored pressings and things of that nature. And I saw an ad for this. It's Jamey Johnson's, just his iconic, his legendary album, That Lonesome Song. Grammy-nominated album from 2009. Anyway, this is just a brilliant masterpiece of an album from front to back. One of the best country albums in, gosh, the last 20 years or so. I mean, this thing is just a masterpiece. I mean, he put his heart and soul into this thing, and then not just Jamey, but the players, the producers, the mixers, the engineers, everything. I mean, this is just I'm holding a piece of art right here. I love this album. So anyway, this is the Sound of Vinyl limited edition. They pressed 1,000 of these on clear vinyl. Here's my gripe with this Sound of Vinyl. And I don't know if everything's like this. Okay, so I can get this in the mail, and I look at it, and I haven't opened it up, obviously, but it says limited edition color vinyl. No serial number on here, but it says on the receipt and on all the advertising nonsense that they have out on there that it's a limited edition pressing of 1,000 on clear vinyl. So I get it. First thing I do is I start looking for unique, identifiable catalog numbers or barcodes or something like that. So I look at the catalog number, and lo and behold, let me show you this here. This is my original first pressing from 2009 that I have had signed by some members of the band and Jamey. There's literally no difference other than the sticker on there. No difference in catalog number, exact same catalog number, exact same spine, Mercury. The only difference is on the back, the UPC. This is the original UPC that is on there. So this jacket has this original UPC on it. This is just a sticker that's on the plastic, on the exterior of the plastic, with a new UPC code. Well, guess what? Once you break this open, you're no longer going to have this limited edition clear vinyl, and you're no longer going to have this UPC, the different identifiable UPC code. You've essentially got the same thing. One's clear vinyl, one is black vinyl. Same catalog number. Why not give it a different catalog number? I just don't get it. So that's my only gripe with this. This wasn't a cheap pressing. It was a $29 pressing, and my wife probably paid $4 or $5 to ship it. So let's say 35 bucks, which, like I said, it's worth it. It's a great gift. Very thoughtful of her to do this, but my only bitch about it is give it a unique catalog number. If it's going to be different, make it different. Because when people file these in Discogs or whatever, it's got the same catalog number as the other. Now we have to make sure we're differentiating them, guys. That's so there's a long rant on that. Anyway, so my wife ended up getting me that. Thank you very much for that, honey. I love that. So sticking along the lines of Jamey Johnson, also before I left, I got a package from my buddy Ernie Eldridge, who is hopefully going to be making YouTube videos here shortly. But we worked out a trade for, this is Jamey Johnson, white label promo of that last album you just saw there, That Lonesome Song. Never ever see these. So glad to be able to get this. I had an extra Jamey Johnson record that he wanted, and he had this copy that he really wasn't that attached to, and you know me, I gotta have this. So thank you, Ernie, for that. I'm so glad I was able to add that to the collection. He also threw this in as well. Dick Curlis, Tombstone Every Mile. He speaks highly of this guy, and I gotta be honest, I'm not very familiar, but I'm going to give it a listen and let him know. I'll report back. But thank you so much for making that happen, making that trade happen, Ernie. I hope you are happy with your end of it as well. So guys, that is my trip in a nutshell. That's part 2 of everything I have with a vinyl update from Atlanta, Marietta, and what I got in the mail as well. So that's it for me. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sure I'll have more updates coming up soon, but can't wait to hear what everybody has to say about some of these things I've picked up in Florida, in Atlanta, and in the mail. And hope everybody's doing well. Take care, guys. Peace.